Around 2 years ago, I grew my client from around 13,000, 17,000 followers to over 500,000. And in this video, I'm going to explain the 5 major things that I did to help me and the client actually get to 500,000 followers within 90 days. And I'm not going to hold anything back. So you might as well watch the whole entire video, at least tick off all 5 things, implement them into your content, and then you'll see some major growth on Instagram. And also TikTok. His TikTok grew to just over 100,000. So let's get into it. And number 5 is research your content ideas. Before I went to record with the client, bring my microphone, my camera, my light, or anything, we both researched content ideas. He did his share fair and I did mine, but we both had different ways of doing it. So his way, well, we had different ways of doing it, but then we kind of did both ways anyway. So one method is going on TikTok and searching your niche or searching a topic within your niche, and then going and then searching it, and then top right there should be 3 dots, and then you'll be able to go to filter, and then you can filter the search to this week, this month, or this year, something like that. And then you can also change it to like count or relevance. I forgot what the third option is, but those are the 2 most important ones. I normally try and stick to relevance, because if you go to like count, you could get something that, well, it depends on the date that you choose, but if you choose like this year, you could get something that happened at the start of the year with a massive like count, but it's no longer relevant. So if you took that same concept and made it into a video, your video probably wouldn't do as well because it's old news. So you just got to be careful which video concepts you really take from there. But that's where we got our winning ideas from. That's what we knew, what worked, what people wanted to see. And then from there, we realized that because he was in the finance niche, we realized that people wanted to see what rich people did and what broke people didn't do. So we found a popular content style where it's person to person. So he pretended to be 2 people. He was a rich guy, and then he was someone with let's say middle class or lower class, and was trying to understand what the rich did. And then the rich person explained, and then the poor person or the middle class person listened. And the reason that worked so well is because a lot of people watching these videos probably wonder, what do the upper class do to actually keep their money? What tricks do they use? What techniques do they use? And then the audience relate to the middle class person. I'm going to call him middle class. And because the rich is explaining it, it's kind of easy to understand and simple. And plus, those videos, they're only around 30-45 seconds long if you do them right, and they're really easy to execute. So we took that concept and then ran with it. Another way of doing it was I went on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, to be fair, mainly Instagram Reels, and I would consciously scroll for 5 to 10 minutes. And if I found a creator in the finance niche or business, I would obviously like the post, save it, see what the video is about. If we can take that concept of the video and spin it into our own, I'd also go on their profile, see how well their other posts are doing, and find their top performing posts that outperform their regular. So if you go on their profile and their average views is around 10,000, you want to look for the posts that are getting, or the reels that are getting 30-50,000 plus views. Then that was something good that the audience wanted to see. Now, how can you make it better and then potentially get more views? Simple as that. Oh, and another thing we also did, we also just took relevant news that's happening literally right now in current time. So there was it was 2022, and rest in peace, the Queen passed away, but we made a video about the Queen passing away. And then we also made just general videos on like self-improvement and mindset stuff, so you can start to build wealth and stuff like that. And that tend to do pretty well as well. Moving on to number 4, we would batch record at least 14 pieces of content minimum. We were aiming for 28 to 30 plus, just so that we could have 1 recording day per month, and then I could go away, focus on editing the videos, and he can just go around doing his usual business and earning money so he can pay me. And by far, this is the best strategy to do. Obviously, if you can't stand recording 14 plus pieces of content in a single day, you could have a recording week every single week on a certain day, just so you can block some time off and then just record your videos. But recording 14 minimum short form pieces of content is going to give you that breathing room. But if you're new to short form content, I'd probably say record every single week on a select day, just so you can get the reps in, improve your camera confidence, and just improve your general videos really. Because when I was recording every 2 weeks, I found like the first 7 videos were really good, but then the last 7, I was like, I feel like I could do better now. Like a week's passed, I've probably watched myself enough times after editing the videos or watching back the videos that I've posted, and I'm like, I can do a lot better now. But it just depends on what level you're at really. And plus, batch recording allows you to actually stay consistent. You don't have to go from idea to editing to posting every single day. It's one day you film and then maybe you outsource the editing, or one day you film, the next day you probably batch edit, and then you've got content sorted for the whole entire week. Moving on to number 3, and this one might be a bit controversial, but it's manually posting your content across all the platforms. Now there's scheduling apps that you can use, and personally we did try them, but we found the results kind of varied, and we got the strongest results when we manually posted across the platforms ourselves. I don't know if it's because there's something to do with the scheduling apps, or I'm just maybe a superstitious guy, but I would manually post across all your platforms. Plus, you're active then. If you're posting, you can, track the performance within the first 2 hours of posting the reel. You can see the feedback. You could potentially post the video on your story so you can get more views on the reel that way, let people know that you've posted, etc. And I know all the content gurus are going to come for me saying, hey, they're scheduling apps, don't waste your time doing this and that and that. But really and truly, if you want the best results, I'd say just manually post. Anyway, moving on to number 2. And number 2 kind of links in with number 3. Because you manually post, you'll be able to interact with your comment section more. So when you track the performance within the first hour or 2, hopefully you'll get some comments, and then you can reply, really quick, because oh yeah, it's posted because I've just posted it. Whereas if it's auto posted, maybe for the first few days you'd remember, but then after about 3 days plus, you'd be like, oh yeah, I posted. Like 3 hours later, you've not responded to any comments, you haven't put the post on your story. But if you can be more interactive with your comments, maybe people that DM you after you post, it's just gonna boost your account. Personally, I'm not gonna say push you out into the algorithm, because I don't want to play too much into the algorithm. If there's one thing you can do and take away from this video, replace the word algorithm with audience. Like, if your video didn't get views, the algorithm didn't curse you, didn't shadow ban you. Well, maybe it did shadow ban you, but it didn't curse you, doesn't like you. It's probably because the audience that saw the video just didn't like the video, bro. It's not as good as maybe the video isn't as good as you originally thought it to be, and that's all right. Like, I've had videos like that. Everyone's probably had videos like that. So yeah. And the number 1, which is probably the most important one, because for the first, I want to say 50 days of us posting, we were actually losing followers. And I know I said we grew from 13,000, 17,000 to over 500,000 in 90 days. But for the first 50 days, we were losing followers. And it would have been probably the easiest thing for the client to be like, hey, let's just put this to a stop right now. But, he pushed through, he stayed consistent. We stayed recording content even when we were losing followers. Like you could see the follower count going down. Like, every day everyone loses followers, but your follower count might stay the same, or it might grow a little bit, because there's more people following you than unfollowing you. In our case, it was more people unfollowing than following. So we were like, maybe this doesn't work. But there's one thing that you need to pay attention to, is what kind of content was you posting before and what content are you posting now. If it's like a massive switch up, then people are going to be like, well, who is this guy again? Or yeah, let me unfollow, I didn't follow for this type of content. So you might lose followers that way. But in the long run, after the 50 days, we had a video pop off and we found our audience, everyone started following, they went back to the previous videos that was losing us followers, and then they liked that content as well. So we didn't like delete any posts because it performed badly. Those posts eventually catch up once you have that video that pushes you out and people finally discover you. So number 1, just stay patient and stay consistent or persistent. When things aren't going well, it's easy to say, oh yeah, let's just throw in the towel, let's cut our losses. But Just push through, make it to 90 days, post every single day for 90 days, just like I did with this client. And I'm sure you'll gain, you know, if you continuously aim to improve your videos, I'm confident to say you'll gain at least 10,000 followers. Post every day for 90 days, that's 90 posts. Continuously improve on your videos, you'll gain at least 10,000 followers. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we did. Oh, and if you are an online coach or consultant that's looking to grow their personal brand, you can join the one-to-one coaching or consulting waitlist down below in the description. Slots will be opening up in September, so be prepared for that. And depends on when you're watching this, the Consistent Creator Blueprint, which is just my entire content system put into a Notion template with some Premiere Pro presets and a course on how to go from nothing to a great video, will be on pre-sale, or it will be fully out. If it's on pre-sale, you'll get 50% off. So go check the link down below.